So last year I got bullied for being transgender, and people would call me a dyke or a faggot.
When I was in 7th grade, I got bullied because of my skin tone. And they would take blackface photos and put them as their screensaver and then call me coons, nigger.
I have been bullied from 1st grade through 3rd grade by one of my ex-best friends. She just randomly turned on me, and it was something that was painful for me because I didn't quite understand the whole concept of bullying because I was so young.
Ever since I got into my 2nd grade class, I didn't really fit in, and everyone just kind of didn't want to be my friend.
She came to school one day and someone called her fat.
People started calling me a whore and a slut to my face.
They kept calling me names like fire chicken and weirdo.
Ugly, stupid.
With a lot of cyberbullying, actually, probably more face-to-face, and to me that seems worse because they're hiding behind a screen, and that's really painful to go through. But I dated a boy probably for 4 months. It really wasn't serious, and he broke up with me in a pretty disrespectful way. And I guess he did it in a text in the middle of the night, and he screenshotted it and sent it to his friends, and they posted it on social media, what he said, and they made videos and they posted things saying that I was ugly and that it was my fault, and it was really ugly. It was really bad.
I have a learning disability. I have ADHD, so they're just like, you get to go into a different classroom.
I felt worthless. I felt like no one could ever love me. I felt like I was a waste of space. I just was horrible.
He had a mother who constantly told me I was fat and told me I was obese and that I needed to go on a diet or that I shouldn't eat, and that caused me to stop eating in front of people, and eventually my intestines got kind of screwed up.
In elementary school, they would do weight checks and everything. It was basically between the girls. It was always a competition to see who was the lightest.
I just don't feel like I'm skinny enough.
I personally think I'm fat. I don't think I'm right size or shape after I had my daughter. I used to be perfect flat stomach and looked awesome. And then I had her, and now I hate my body. All I really want is my stomach to be flat again. That's literally all I think is perfect.
Tell me the classic thing you need to go eat some burgers and fries and stuff like that. And I was just like, oh, I haven't heard that one before.
I grew up differently. Not many kids spend many months in hospitals. They don't go to the doctors almost every week. So it kind of was hard for me to relate to some other kids, and it was hard for them to relate to me because I would tell them oh, I'm deaf in my left ear, and they'll be like, what do you mean? How can you be deaf? It was just this huge thing, which was really frustrating for me and them, so it was just really hard for me to connect. So I did shame myself because I didn't grow up as normal kids.
Literally looked like cuts on my leg. I cried a lot. I kept those a secret from pretty much everyone.
Started cutting myself in, I think, between the 3rd and 4th grade, and then 4th grade it got really bad.
So I started to self-harm in about 7th grade.
Sometimes they cut themselves. They want to die.
In 8th grade, I got told to kill myself every single day.
In 6th grade, I attempted suicide because I was so depressed from the bullying.
So I was on Instagram and they kept on sending me meme video things, and I kept on telling one of them to stop because there's only one of them, and he wouldn't stop, and so I finally told his friend that he was with at their little boys sleepover. I don't know what they do. I told him to stop. I told him to tell him to stop texting me, and it was he started harassing me, the one that was sending me videos, and then I got that really got to me, and I told the one that he was with that I was gonna kill myself, and then they got really upset, and then this was over spring break, and then we got back and I wasn't at school on Monday for the first 2 periods, and I have both those classes with them, and because I was at the doctor's, and they actually were really worried that I killed myself because of them, and when they told me that, I looked at them and I said, then you should really never be harassing anybody like that, and you should actually listen to when they tell you to stop. And ever since then they haven't sent me videos like that. So.
April 23rd, to be exact, I was raped in the senior parking lot at school. And what kind of messed me up a bit more was the guy who did it telling me how beautiful I was while doing it. And telling me that he was in love with me and all of these things. Like how beautiful I am and how nice I am and all of this stuff, and he was just telling me all of these things while he's hurting me, and I can't tell him no. I don't know how to say no. And yeah, that really killed me. And I had just gotten out of an abusive relationship months before that. I had just gotten kicked out 3 weeks before that. I got kicked out of a spring break, and this incident happened on April 23rd. And I was just, it killed me. It killed everything about me. I thought my abusive relationship destroyed me. I thought I was dead before then, but no. I didn't feel like there was any point anymore. I hated my body, especially after that. Most of my old scars from when I used to cut myself, those were all gone. You can't really see them anymore at that point. And I started to like my body before that. I was embracing it, but then someone heard it.
I really just didn't want to be here, and I was just starting junior high school, and some of the girls in junior high school and even some of the boys in junior high school can be really hard on you, and then you start to become hard on yourself. And it just kind of like, for me, it was a way to release a lot of anger, because I had a lot of anger and anxiety about myself. And I'd get really sad, and I would hurt myself because sometimes I thought it was punishment to myself, because, oh, you look this way, you deserve this. And you shouldn't think that. You shouldn't have to. I shouldn't have had to think that. And my sister found me doing it one day, which was awful. And then she told my parents, and I had to go see a therapist. And then it stopped for a while, and then it picked back up around 8th grade, because it just, a lot was going on. And when you have anxiety, things tend to be 10 times worse than what they really are. And that had a lot to do with why I did it. And
so, when I cut my hair, I thought it was going to be a different reaction than what I got. I got a lot of people asking me if me cutting my hair was a way of coming out from my sexuality, and I don't think hair has anything to do with sexuality. And I got called really nasty names, and I don't know if I should say them.
You can say whatever you want to say.
Okay. I got called like a dyke. I got called a transgender. Not that there's anything wrong with transgender, but it just upset me because you're stereotyping, you know. And I got called lesbian. I got told that nobody would like me anymore because I cut my hair. I got told I was prettier with my long hair. I also got told I looked like a boy, and just really mean things like that. And it just really upset me. And so I decided to make a YouTube video about it, because it puts a label on people, and I don't think people should be labeled. I think people should just be who they are. And I cut my hair for me because I wanted to cut my hair, and I loved it. And some people got angry that I cut my hair, and but on a positive note, there were some people who really supported it, and I was upset for a little bit, but I realized that I am beautiful with my short hair or long hair because I am me, and I shouldn't have to feel like I should please other people by looking a certain way. And I feel so confident, and I love my short hair, and I want to keep it short. And yeah, that's pretty much it.